Hey everybody, Adam here with Hometown Acres. Welcome back. Today we're going to do a little hydraulic powered weed whacking. Now if you guys have been following the channel throughout this fall here, you know that we just got done doing this big landscaping project on the front side of the house. Boulders, rocks, shrubs. This should be relatively low maintenance. We might have to spray it once or twice a year, but should be very little weed pulling. But this is Pennsylvania. And not only do we have this hill on the front side of the house, then we've got graded flat for the house and the garages. Then on the back side of the house, we've got more hill. And that's what we're gonna be working on today. One thing that we did do to kind of dress this up a little bit is we planted all of that back hill with a wildflower mix. And you can still kind of see there's some black-eyed Susans that haven't completely dried up and gone brown yet. But my plan is, a lot of the seeds are still on those flowers. And what I want to do is take the excavator with the flail mulcher and mow all of this down. And that's probably going to be an annual event every fall after all of the flowers lose all their color and kind of wilt and die. And what that's going to do is, with all the seeds still on the stems, is it's going to mix everything up, spread it around. It's almost going to kind of reseed itself. So here's a look at the back side of the house. Here you can see that hillside goes all the way around the front side of the garage. We do have a little bit of a road up here. So what we'll be able to do is bring the excavator up on this high side with the flail mulcher and reach down and mow as far as we can. And the reason we want to do this every fall is because it's going to help it from getting overgrown. It's going to keep it shaped up. Over time, what'll happen is if you don't do anything with it, you'll end up getting saplings growing up here, and before too long, it'll end up looking like this. And then you're in here with a chainsaw instead of a weed whacker or a flail mulcher. Now, before we can get started, you can see, once we get to a certain point, probably somewhere right about in here, with my 6-ton Mini, I will not be able to reach all the way down to the bottom. And it gets wider as you get up here. And so I'll only probably be able to reach half of the hill. And one thing we've been wanting to do for a while is remove the rest of this fence. You can see we used to have a fence that went all the way around the property for the dogs. And we got rid of that and installed an underground electric dog fence, which I highly recommend. I'm not a big fan of fences because you can see they just get junky looking. You can't, unless you come out here and spray them and weed whack them and all that, you just can't get close enough with the mower. And the last thing I want to be doing is weed whacking 1,000 foot of fence line every week. So we're going to go ahead and rip out the rest of this fence, and then we can mow with the excavator and the flail mulcher from the high side. And then we can also go on the low side and reach up and get the other half. Kind of feel like I'm building a snowman. All right, so we got the rest of that fence out, and it actually uncovered another problem that we need to solve, but that'll be a problem for probably next year, and that is the swale on the back side of the house here that's meant to keep water away from the foundation. Doesn't have enough fall to it, and it is holding water. And coming in here with the tractor to pull those fence posts out created a pretty good muddy mess here. So we'll need to probably put in some kind of French drain, establish fall from up there at the back side of the garage down here, put a pipe in, and backfill it with some gravel. But yeah, now we have good access to mow this whole bank side here, and I'm really looking forward to hopping in the Mini and running that Baumalight flail mulcher. That is probably one of my favorite attachments to run on that machine. It's just a lot of fun, and you get to see a lot of progress in a short amount of time. right, so we got the entire bank finished up, and that looks so much better now that it's all cleaned and shaped up. Looking back on it now, I probably should have used the excavator from the beginning to pull the posts out. Even though the excavator weighs probably 4 times as much as the tractor does, being that it's on tracks, that weight is dispersed so much more evenly. You know, when you look at equipment and PSI, pounds per square inch, even though the excavator is 13,500 pounds and the tractor is only 3,500 pounds, that 3,500 pounds on the tractor is sitting on just 4 points on the tires, whereas the 13,000 pounds the excavator is spread out over the entire track on both sides. So I think the PSI is still less on the excavator. But in case any of you guys were wondering, why wouldn't you just come out here and mow this with the zero turn or the brush hog on the tractor? I put this board up here and I've got a level on my phone because slope does not come across well on camera. So I thought a good way to actually visualize that would be to take the level on my phone and show you what this slope is. So right there, that's saying that this is a 27-degree slope on this hill. And I know on my zero turn, in the owner's manual, it says the max degree of slope that you're supposed to run that zero turn on is a 15-degree slope. And I know my zero turn is way more stable than my tractor is. So there was no way I was gonna get the zero turn or the tractor with the brush hog on this. The only other option besides the flail mulcher and the excavator would have been to hand weed whack this entire thing. And just doing that last little bit of section there by the garage where I couldn't get the excavator on the bottom side to reach up, that was enough weed whacking for me for this year. Anyways, guys, I think that's going to about wrap up this project. I'm really hoping that by going in and mulching all of the dead weeds and the seed pods and everything, that it's going to cause that wildflower mix that we put in here to spread and multiply and continue to reseed itself, and hopefully it just gets better and better every year. I wish I had taken some pictures of what it looked like this July and August, because it was actually pretty colorful for its first year, but I'm hoping that it's just something that continues to get better and better as it ages and matures. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, give us a big thumbs up, click that subscribe button, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.